In this video we're going to talk about this. It's the Neato BotVac D4 connected robot vacuum cleaner. I have a couple of robot hoovers already. I have a Neato D5, a Roomba 650 and a Neato Signature XV. This is to replace one of those, and I'll explain a little bit why during the video. So as I mentioned in the video, I've got a couple of robot vacuum cleaners already, and I have an old Roomba here in the cave that doesn't really work that well and really should be decommissioned, and I have a Neato D5 in the house that takes care of all the vacuuming on the downstairs, and upstairs I had my older Neato Signature XV. The problem with that, it works fine, but it just gets through the batteries really quick. It doesn't seem to have very good battery management, whereas the newer kind of BotVac generation seem to. And so Amazon currently had a deal on, so I picked up this D4, and that's going to replace the Signature XV upstairs. So I thought I'd just do an unboxing. Also going to be interested to see when I set this up how it kind of works, having two vacuums in one app, and also the ability to control that over my Echo Dot, whereas I just normally ask Neato to start cleaning and it does the job. So maybe it'll start both at the same time, I'm not too sure. But this is it, the D4. I paid £300 for this from Amazon at the time of doing the video. I'll have a link down below. The advantage of these kind of newer Neato ones is they have a very small side brush. You also have the ability in the app to set no-go zones, so you don't have to have, I think, special threshold strips or anything set up there. It's quite cool that it does little maps after kind of show you kind of what it's done. And the reason I like them over the old Roombas is the fact that it has not a random pattern, so it can, it does a much better job in my opinion of giving good coverage of the floor up and down around the corners. Sometimes the advantage of the random ones is you kind of get it going over the same area more than once. Obviously you don't get that with a Neato, but you can just start another kind of cleaning session off as well. But it's handy to be able to isolate areas, especially if you've got kids or dogs and their toys around, or dog bowls and what have you. Keep out of the reach of those. But it does really well. In my house, it can do the whole floor in a single charge. So a single charge should last around an hour and 15 minutes to an hour, something like that. So to unbox it and show you what you get in the box, I then go through the setup and then kind of do a little time lapse of it doing a little bit of vacuuming, so you can see. This is what we get in the box. Customer care information with some phone numbers for support and stickers, so you can stick the relevant one to your Neato underneath or something safely. Quick start guide, which we'll look at shortly. The boxing, let's put that to one side here. The Neato itself, which we'll unwrap in a moment, and then over here will be the docking station and accessories. So let's just close this box. Put that down here as well. So in the box here, you have two filters, one brush. That's one thing actually that the original Neato I had, the XV, was really loud, had loud brushes, and the newer generation are much quieter, so that's handy in the house as well. And here's a little Neato cleaning tool. Just show what that looks like. It helps to kind of clean the brush. It's a comb and a little knife on the end there to cut off all of the hair and stuff that gets stuck in the brushes, which is handy. So here in the UK, 3-pin plug for the power supply. There's a 2-pin as well, but I won't need that. Into there. all satisfying. And then that is the docking station. Basically just reverses into here, and there's sensors enable the contact to charge. And the cable basically just wraps around and connects into here. So that's all straightforward with that. Just put the stuff back in the box. I think the Neatos come with 2 years warranty here in the UK and Europe, and so I tend to keep the box until the warranty runs out in case I need to ship it back for any issues. Okay, so here we have the main Neato unit itself. So these generation models have no LCD display. We have a little information indicator here, and a battery status indicator, and a button here that we can press to kind of manually start cleaning if we don't want to use the app. On the rear side we have obviously a brush already installed. Don't remember getting a spare brush for the previous one, but I have to check the old box, but that's good. Actually this one does not have the little side brush, which I thought it did. That must be a difference on the D4 to the D5. Naughty Amazon, I'm sure the picture that they had included showed the side brush, but not the end of the world. You can see actually here where the side brush would be mounted, there's a little mark where that would go, but not the end of the world. Still more than happy to have this. Inside here is one filter already pre-installed. I don't think those filters, I'm not sure there's a difference. Oh, I think these are the better performance filters over just the standard paper one. And yeah, that's pretty much how it works. I do recommend that you change filters and brushes every 6 to 8 months or something. But personally, I haven't had any issues. I just take them out, make sure it's all clean, and it does the job. So let's get things set up and show you what it looks like when it's working. Okay, so what I need to recommend is that you have everything docked and the Neato is fully charged. So we've got it on charge here, so we can go through and set up the pairing with the app. Talked a little bit about where you should position the docking station. I actually have mine right in the corner of a room, and it works absolutely fine. So just try out some different places. One thing I have noticed is you don't want this in direct sunlight, because I think it can interfere with infrared, which obviously it's using to find where the docking station is and everything. So do initial charge and make sure it's fully charged before you try and do a cleaning run, because that's going to help kind of stabilize the battery capacity. And again, so the preference is to use the app, but if you want to do manual cleaning, you press the start button once and it will clean the entire house. The best thing about the Neatos is they go back and charge and come back out again until they finish, or you can double click it for a spot clean, so it will clean in its kind of local area. Obviously once it's kind of done a full clean and mapped out the house, that's then when you can see in the app and kind of designate certain areas that you don't want it to be cleaning on. So let's get the app open and see if we can't add a new robot. My current Neato is called Jeeves. I was going to call this one Jarvis, but I'm still hoping that I can have, the Echo Dot or something. Let me call it Jarvis instead of Echo or Computer. So we're going to call it, what should we call it? Let's call it Alfred. So let's see if we can't get this to add a new one. So click on the little robot up top there, add new robot. We've got a BotVac D4. Oh, one thing I did realise is these extra filters and a brush is because it's got the pet kit as part of this setup. So let's get this started up. So press the start button and the right bumper for 10 seconds. Okay, robot turns off. Press the start button to turn it on, and slow blinking the icon will appear for 30 seconds, which is happening now, and it will stay in pairing mode for 1 hour. So connect to robot access point. So we just need to switch out to that. Not sure it's in pairing mode anymore. It's waking up. Okay, now it's back into pairing mode. There we go, I can see it. There's Neato just there. Let's go back into the app. Right, we're connected. So click next. I hope it decides it doesn't want to clean and just veer off the table. Obviously it shouldn't, because it's got sensors, cliff sensors. Right, so it already knows about my Wi-Fi network, but if you didn't, you would select your Wi-Fi network and put in your information there. Call this one Alfred. Now it's just doing all its connections. Okay, there we go. So it is ready to go there, I think. So how do I see what robots we have? So here we can see about setting up the floor plan. So we can look at that later. Where? Okay, so we can see I do have the two robots here. That one has. Oh, that one's already got a cleaning summary. So this just shows you a bit of information on my other one. So that's the kind of layout that you get from cleaning. That little bit in the middle of the room where it's docked is the dining room table. So that's all working fine. If we just look at this other one, right, so Alfred has a software update, so we'll do that at the same time. I'm a really big fan of these robot hoovers. I think if you've not had one before, you might be thinking that obviously they are expensive, you might think it's a waste of money, but I guarantee once you have a robot hoover, you will always want one. I just wish they did one that could climb and hoover the stairs, because apart from that, that's the only thing that we need to do. And yeah, definitely worth the money in my opinion. They obviously, the main tip really is to obviously make sure you check the bin regularly and empty it, because otherwise it will get clogged up if you don't do that. And before the first time you ever use it, I recommend give your floors a good clean with your conventional vacuum, just to get rid of any deep stuff. And then this running, I tend to run ours every other day to give the battery plenty of time to charge between, and that really does keep on top of kind of the hoovering in the house, or the vacuuming, whatever your preference is. But yeah, works really well. So let's just wait for Alfred to finish updating, and then we'll come back hopefully with a demonstration of it. Do a bit of vacuuming upstairs. Alexa, ask Neato to start cleaning.
Which robot? Say 1 for Alfred. Say 2 for Jeeves. About the Neato D4.
I've been running it now for just over a week, and I'm really happy with it. It's working really well, doing a fantastic job of cleaning upstairs, and I still recommend to any one of you the Neatos if you're looking at a robot vacuum cleaner. Hope this video helped a little bit. Do the usual stuff, and leave comments below if you've got a Neato, if you had good or bad experience with it. Perhaps you've got a Roomba or something else. I'd be interested to know what your robot vacuuming house stuff is. Thanks for watching this video. A thumbs up would be really appreciated. If you're interested in other geek type videos, please consider subscribing to Spectrum Geeks. Why not also follow us on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. And before you leave, why don't you check out one of these other videos that may be of interest. Thanks again for watching.